I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Let's get the show started. Y'all already know. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild, and I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in episode 237. And I can see y'all in here early in the chat, so major love to the chat. I'm going to be shouting y'all out. I'm not going to say everybody, but major love to the chat for supporting the show each and every Wednesday, each and every Sunday. Also, we're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're a little over 12, and we like a nice little cheek kiss to 13. So again, continue to like, subscribe, share, hit that all notification bell. All love does help with the growth of the show. So again, I appreciate it immensely in every comment, in every like, in every share. So thank you very much. Also, we have the Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast playlist. Have over 600 rewatchable videos on that playlist. So make sure y'all tune and tap in plenty of different subjects. We talk about everything here, whether it's music, entertainment, social media, social commentary. We speak about it all. We have the respectful conversation. Sometimes you might not like everything we have to say, but it's all with logic and love. Let's get the show started. I want to thank the presenting sponsor of this podcast, which is Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's the word Button Snaps. That's the word button hyphenated sign in the word snaps.com. That's the word button hyphenated sign in the word snaps.com. Don't forget, y'all, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not try to be a stain. A stain is somebody that try to stand out for being negative, have the ability to stand out for being positive. Understand, lose that Willie Lynch mindset. Lose that Willie Lynch mindset, because the only op we recognize over here is opportunity, and hate has a location. It's just not here. We're also going to be doing some free giveaways tonight, so shout out again to the chat. Make sure y'all stay engaged. We're going to also do some giveaways as well. Again, hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. We're going to do some giveaways as well. Random, might I add. So again, stay engaged into the chat. What else we got going on? Be on the lookout for some new music. I'm telling you, we got so much new music that, again, the new app, the new OUV Records app, will be coming out, and exclusively all the music will be on the OUV Records app, and it's worth the wait. Better music experience, listening experience, visual. So I can't wait for y'all to tap into that. All right, y'all. With no further ado, let's get it on and popping. First segment of the night, popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. Make sure you go to Instagram at OUV Records. Stay in tune to the latest music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. First question of the night. And a quick shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I'm going to shout out to a few of y'all. We got big badge holders in the building. Shout out to King P all day. Shout out to Winter Breeze in the building. Shout out to Tremont in the building. Hazel in the building. Hazel Hennett. Make sure y'all go tap into that new album, Cover Girl, on all music platforms. Shout out to Culture in the building, my brother and sisters. Peace and love. Appreciate that, my guy. Shout out to Ebony in the building. Just made it. Hey, everyone. Shout out again to King P, showing major love. Say we popping tonight. Appreciate that as always. All right, y'all. First popular opinion question of the night. And remember, y'all, these are not my questions. These are the world's questions. So stick to the answers in the questions. All right. First question of the night. Most quotable movie on this list. Most quotable movie on this list. Number 1, New Jack City. Number 2, He Got Game. Number 3, Beverly Hills Cop. Number 4, New Jack City. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, the question is, which one of these is the most quotable movies? Number 1, New Jack City. Number 2, He Got Game. Number 3, Beverly Hills Cop. Number 4, Casino. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know. Me personally, all these movies are great. Love all of these. All of these are very quotable. Casino, I very all these are legendary movies and all very quotable. He got game a whole lot of quotes. Beverly Hills Cop, Banana in the Tailpipe, New Jack City. I mean, I could go on and on with New Jack City. You know, some of them was questionable quotes. Like Ice, the only quote in New Jack City that was super questionable when Ice T had the gun to Nino Brown head and said towards the end of the movie, "I want to shoot you so hard, my biff is hard." I never heard that. I never heard of that much frustration towards the same sex. Now I've heard people get into arguments and that level make you want to have sex, but to another dude that you fighting with, you at odds with, somebody needed to rewrite that particular portion. But the rest of the movie super quotable. So me personally, I'm gonna say New Jack City. I'm going with New Jack City in the chat. The chat is also going with New Jack City. They also went with one in the chat as well. But again, all these are very quotable. All of these are legendary movies. Again, I went with New Jack City. The chat is going with New Jack City at 40%. Mind y'all, over 70,000 people voted on this. Oh, shout out to Fam in the building. Appreciate you, Fam in the building. He went where he got game. He went where he got game. I'm not mad at he got game. He got game, got mad quotable. Got mad quotables. Got a lot of quotables and he got game. Especially when the uncle started tripping. He's like, yo, I want to be part of the plan. Yeah, y'all got me, y'all leaving me out the deal. He's like, yo, what deal? He said, the deal that's going down. Yo, uncle wanted his money on, you know what I'm saying? He wanted a piece to the pot. So it's a lot of quotables of that movie. So again, the chat is a mix between New Jack City. He got game. I'm going with New Jack City. The rest of the world at 40%, mind y'all, over 7,000 people voted on this, went with. Number 3, Beverly Hills Cop. I'm kind of surprised, but not surprised. It is a great movie. Has a lot of quotables, but again, 40% went with Beverly Hills Cop, and again, over 70,000 people voted on this. Again, I'm not mad at that because Beverly Hills Cop, it's a lot of spices and sauces in that comedy in that movie. That movie is timeless. I could watch that movie right now and still fall out laugh like I seen it yesterday. So yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinion question. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. If you know this answer, you know this answer. I ain't gonna be mad if you really don't for real. But if you came up in my era as far as television, this is a top tier level question I'm about to ask. So I'm just putting y'all on game. Let me go back for a second, fam. He said he got game. It's underrated. Don't get the respect that it deserves. That's a fact. But you know why, before we go on to the next, you know why he got game is very underrated. And it's considered a classic, but not a classic, even though it's super quotable. It's Ray Allen, bro. It's Ray Allen. And what I mean by that, Ray Allen, he looked like Jesus Shuttlesworth, a high schooler, 6'5", silky smooth, got all the moves, right? But his acting wasn't good. It just wasn't good. It wasn't good. Now, if that was somebody like Dwayne Martin, who can play basketball and act top tier, then I think that's a different, probably a better movie. Everybody else is cooking. Everybody else. Denzel is cooking. Bill Nunn is cooking. He plays the uncle. Denzel's wife, the one that passed away, was cooking. His little sister was cooking. Remember, the little sister played, I believe she played in Crooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. That movie was star-studded with great acting, except for Ray Allen. Even my boy that played Ray Allen's cousin, Hill Harper, he was cooking in that movie with the acting. And they had several basketball players in that movie, but the acting, Rick Fox bodied his role playing Chet. You know what I'm saying? He was the quintessential guy, when you go on your college visit, like, you know, I used to play football back in the day. I played college football. But he remind me of the guy where you take your college visit and he one of the big bros or the big homies. He gonna take you around the campus and he gonna show you where all the girls is at, all the good eats, but mostly where the women is at. You know what I'm saying? He gonna introduce you to some women on your visit. You know what I'm saying? So that make you want to come, you know, go to that school. So he played a excellent part. So uh he got game is a fire movie. But I honestly believe, and then you got Rosario Dawson in that movie, but I honestly believe if you had a better actor in Ray Allen, or if he just had a better performance, I think that would be like an untouchable classic. I think that's why it's so underrated. Me personally, that's what I think. All right, so I'm moving on to my next popular opinion question. For all my 80s, 90s, 2000 era, you know, question. A Different World, A Different World, the show, A Different World. Pick your wife. Again, pick your wife from the show A Different World. Number 1, Whitley. Number 2, Keanu. Number 3, Jaleesa. Number 4, Kim Reese. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, pick your wife. Pick your wife, A Different World. Number 1, Whitley. Number 2, Keanu. Number 3, Jaleesa. Number 4, Kim Reese. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, A Different World is easily one of my most favorite sitcoms ever. It's probably in my top 3. Yeah, I'll say in my top 3. Arguably, obviously, Martin's my number 1, but they in my top 3. I can't have a top 3 or Mount Rushmore without A Different World in my sitcoms, best sitcoms. I will say this: season 1 of A Different World, it was ass. It was top tier ass. The only thing great about season 1 was the theme song. From season 2 and obviously the season 6, they was cooking. They was cooking. And out of all these women was fine. I mean, Whitley was fine, Keanu was fine, Jaleesa was fine, and Kim Reese was fine. I'm gonna have to say Jaleesa. Jaleesa more my type of, you know what I'm saying, little tall, brown sugar wugger, you know, about her working woman type of thing. And she just embody a woman to me. You know what I'm saying? Work hard during the day. She wanna play, you know, at night and meet somebody that's well worth her time. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I'm going with Jaleesa. She always had a good vibe, good head on her shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Easy to make her laugh. You see when she start messing with Sinbad character, she was always cracking up. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going with Jaleesa on this. So I hope my boy don't get mad at me, because in real life, one of my bros that I grew up with, that's his aunt in real life, and she came to one of our football games when we was younger. And I was like, yo, what Jaleesa doing at the game, bro? Like, I'm about to get these touchdowns. And he like, yo, chill, that's my aunt. I'm like, yeah, aunt? Like your sister? Sister? He was like, yeah. Oh, so respectfully, I say Jaleesa, me personally. In the chat, they going with, they laughing at me, but in the chat, they going with Kim Reese. Kim Reese was fine. I ain't gonna hold you. Kim Reese, that chocolate right there was different type of chocolate. That's Godiva chocolate right there. That's good chocolate. You feel me? That's really good chocolate right there. All these women, all different flavors. You know, Whitley was fine. Keanu was fine. Jaleesa was fine. And Kim was fine. But they all had different personalities. So, again, I went with Jaleesa. The chat went with Kim Reese. The rest of the world, mind y'all, over 180,000 people voted on this. So there had to be a whole lot of dudes that voted on this. 39% went with Kim Reese. Wow. I'm surprised but not surprised, because Kim Reese, she was thick. She had you know what I'm saying? She was fine. She was going to be a doctor. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a good combination. You feel me? And she not afraid to get it out the mud. She a hard worker. You know what I'm saying? So, for those who know if you've ever seen A Different World, it was such a great show. Covered all aspects. showed us in different lights and different viewpoints of our experience as far as the culture. So I used to love that show, still love that show. Shout out to Washida in the building. Appreciate you for tapping in. Peace and love, Ashley. Appreciate you tapping in, Washida. Glad that you're here. Glad to have you. Don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. But yeah, y'all, again, the question was A Different World. Pick your wife. The show A Different World. Whitley, Keanu, Jaleesa, Kim Reese. Again, I went with Jaleesa. You know what I'm saying? And Jaleesa could sing too. You feel me? But Kim Reese could get busy too on the mic too, on the vocals. So 39% did go with Kim Reese. Again, I'm not mad at that at all. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment. Our Hollywood Need to Ask a segment. Y'all already know I got better ideas for a movie or a movie series. So my Hollywood Need to Ask us. I would love to see a movie, being that Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I want to see a Valentine's Day movie, and I will call this Cupid Hangover. Well, basically, I will put this in the 80s, in the 1980s period, where you have a whole bunch of singles, a group of singles who wake up on February 15th to find out that their Valentine's Day date were all accidentally murdered. And it was all through an underground betting ring, like a betting ring, you know what I'm saying? And it's connected to the actual way or how people used to meet and date, because in the 80s people didn't use like the apps to date. They actually like met in person. So so using that portion of it as well, and there's also a killer on the loose who's actually doing it, and it's all tied to these particular individuals. So this will be considered a comedy thriller, and y'all like comedy thriller. If you ever seen the movie A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, where Martin basically combined comedy and thriller, so it'll be a comedy thriller. It'll be rated R. My foundational actors for this movie will be Kai Alexander, Sophie Thatcher. I will go with D. Ray Davis, Kevin Bacon. I gotta go with the legendary Kevin Bacon, and Erica Alexander. Y'all probably best know her as playing Max from A Living Single. So that will be my foundational cast. My director for this movie will be Andrew D. Young. My art director will be Bob Shaw. My producer will be Paul Fang, and my co-writer will be Jimmy Wharton. And I think this will be an absolute fire movie to tune and tap into. Again, a Valentine's Day movie with a comedy thriller twist to it. And, you know, what better way on Valentine's Day, whether you got a date or not, to get your chuckle on? You know what I mean? Get your chuckle on. So I think this will absolutely be fire to see. So I will watch that every time. How do you get murdered accidentally? Hey man, stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. You have to see the movie. You feel me? Come on, come now, Ashley. This your movie. Now that's a fact. Again, this is something that I actually wrote. I would love to see a movie made like this. I actually wrote this. Well, I didn't write the whole thing, but I did half of it. But I would like to see this movie. I think this movie would absolutely be fire. And again, if y'all need a like a roadmap for like comedy thriller, again, if you've ever seen A Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence, Lynn Winfield, that was a comedy thriller. So this will be that as well too. So I think that would be fire. I think that would be fire, and it will have people go to see it. And I got movie stars in my movie. You can't have movies without movie stars. You know what I'm saying? So I think this will absolutely be fire. Y'all laughing at me in the chat, but y'all saying y'all will watch it. Y'all saying seriously y'all will watch it. Yeah, that's a comedy for real. I will watch it. Great movie idea. I would definitely watch it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. I'm sorry, our next segment. Moving on to our must-see segment. I'm gonna give out 3 Eddie Awards to 3 different movies that you must see. My first, hold on, let me go back. Shout out to Fam in the building, my dog Fam. He said Bobby Brown. What's what's in was in the line between love and hate. Yes, yes, Bobby Brown was in it. Bobby Brown parts was funny in the thin line between love and hate. If y'all ever seen the thin line between love and hate, and remember Bobby Brown did co-star in that movie. Bobby Brown was funny all through the movie when he was trying to talk to the cop, dancing with the exotic, dances and all that. When they jump Sugar Bear from they jumped the dude from the movie Life. No, they didn't jump him. Martin and the dude from Life and Bobby Brown, they jumped Debo in the thin line between love and hate. They jumped Debo, Tiny Lester, the one that played Debo in the Fridays. They jumped him in the club. You know what I'm saying? So that movie is a classic. That's why I got the idea from, as far as comedy thriller, was from that movie. So I think that would be fire. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Bobby Brown was funny in that movie in my opinion. A good time. All right, y'all. So moving on to again my must-see movies. My 3 Eddie Awards go to these movies, so make sure y'all tap into. So my first Eddie Award goes to the movie Dangerous Passion. Came out in 1990, directed by Michael Miller, stars Carl Weathers, the legendary Carl Weathers. Y'all probably best know him from playing Apollo Creed, rest in peace. The legendary Billy D. Williams, Michael Beach, young Michael Beach, Lynette McKee. Fire, must-see movie about a man who's been hard on his luck. Met a organized crime boss, and you have to watch the rest of the movie. It is fire, a good time. Make sure y'all tap into this movie again. It's called Dangerous Passion. My second must-see movie and my second Eddie Award goes to a 1999 movie directed by Roman Polanski. This movie stars Johnny Depp, Frank Langella, and Leon Olin. This movie is called The Ninth Gate. Fire movie, will blow your mind, about a young researcher that's looking for the key to watching the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it for y'all, so make sure y'all tap into The Ninth Gate. And my third final Eddie Murphy Award goes to the movie that came out in 1994, directed by Greg Champion. This movie stars Woody Harrelson, Kiefer Sutherland, Louis Guzman, Dylan McDermott, and Ernie Hudson, legendary Ernie Hudson. This movie is called The Cowboy Way. Fire, must-see movie. It's kind of funny, too, about these young cowboys back from the West. One of their friends go to New York to watch the rest of the movie. I won't spoil it for y'all. So, again, tap into The Cowboy Way. So, my 3 Eddie Murphy Awards go to the movie Dangerous Passion, The Ninth Gate, and The Cowboy Way. Make sure y'all tap into those movies. All right, y'all, moving on to our must hear segment. I'm gonna give y'all a profile artist to go tap into. So I got 3 Michael Jackson awards to give out to these 3 songs. My first Michael Jackson award goes to the song If You Love Me by Jamie Foxx. Again, it's called If You Love Me by Jamie Foxx. My second Michael Jackson award goes to the song Summertime, also by Jamie Foxx. Fire, must have on your playlist. And my third Michael Jackson award goes to the song Infatuation, again by Jamie Foxx. So make sure y'all tap into those 3 songs. Put those 3 songs on your playlist. Again, If You Love Me, Summertime, and Infatuation by Jamie Foxx. Make sure y'all put those 3 songs on y'all playlist. All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Send them the turkey or nah. Send them the turkey or nah. Y'all know the rules of the game. We type in T to send them the turkey. We type in N not to send them the turkey. Let me go back up real quick. Shout out to the chat. Bobby Brown, that was in the thin line between love and hate. He was. She burned down the club. You talk about Lynn Winfield's character. Yes. She burned the club down, and everybody didn't know what was going on except for Martin. But he don't want to say nothing. He mad frustrated to go and drive a whole hour to Malibu to go. What he gonna go do and get cracked in the head? You know what I'm saying? Bobby Brown did his thing. Can we all watch it together on your show? Uh, well, the copyrights is crazy. Like YouTube don't be playing about the copyrights. And honestly, I don't know enough about like playback, like using YouTube to actually like play the movie. But that movie is funny though. That is a hilarious movie. I would love to do like live reactions. But I like real talk, y'all. I've seen every movie, so it's gonna be live reactions of movies that I've seen literally like 100 times. So you know what I mean. I didn't see movies I've never heard of. Trust me. You know what I'm saying. So, but I would love to do live reactions though. But I don't know enough about the live reaction game or what's copyright and what's not. You know what I found out that that's kind of illegal for us to say. Like we can't sing Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday was copywritten in 2016. So it's kind of like illegal for us to sing it out in public. But of course, nobody get pressed about it. But it's kind of illegal now. Like, I didn't know that. I found out about that today. I was like, what? So copywriting is crazy. I get uh uh I get pressed from these random people that come out of nowhere for stuff that I posted like 8 months ago. I'm like, what? Nah, that's mine, dude. So when it comes to like that stuff like that, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, but singing Happy Birthday, somebody could sue your ass. That it's real. It's real out here. So I'm trying to tell y'all, it's real. It's very real. All right, y'all. Send them the turkey or not. Send them turkey or not. First one of the night. Uh, Streamer Jordan Pauline went live via TikTok to apologize to streamer Tylil for lying. Uh, um, she says she didn't mean it, and she said things out of emotion. And of course, y'all know that she was accusing him of essay 2 months back. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Are we still sending Jordan Pauline to Turkey or not? Are we still sending her to Turkey or not? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. And don't forget, y'all, tap into the membership portion of the page. Different memberships are granted different access, so make sure y'all take advantage of those memberships. These people are out of control. Don't piss me off now. That's disrespectful. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm glad on one aspect that she had the courage enough to apologize, and to not only apologize, but to do it publicly. So I'm glad she had the courage to do that. I'm glad that she had the courage to face the backlash, knowing that she was wrong. And at the end of the day, she had to stand on that. Because when you put that out there that somebody did that to you, you're not just putting it out there. You want like legal things to happen to this person so they wouldn't do it to other people. So I'm glad that she had the courage to do it. But I'm still sending her to Turkey, all the way to Turkey. It is a learning moment for her and for other people that have even thought about going through a situation like that. Do understand this. It takes a lifetime to build your reputation. It takes a moment for somebody to try to ruin it. We live in a day and age where people can say anything, throw your name in any type of mud, and now your name is muddy. Whether if it's true or not, it's just the fact that they threw it up in the air. So now that they throw it up in the air, now it like people was like kind of thinking maybe kind of sort of woulda, yeah, I don't know. That's not cool. That's not cool. And doing it out of emotion is even worse, because at the end of the day, you're willing to burn the house down because you feel a certain type of way. It's not based in any type of logic. So anytime you get to affect someone else's life, whether it's for the short term or the long term, because you're moving out of emotion, you're never going to sit on the right side of history with me. And that goes for both men and women. Because when you make that decision in just a split second to affect that person's life because you're upset, again, we all get anger, we all get it, but that doesn't make it okay. So again, I applaud her courage. I applaud her courage because it takes a lot to say something out here, knowing it's a bold-faced lie, then to hear the whole world like on the fence and things is not adding up, and you speak and you speak, you speak, and you're like, yeah, you know, I'm really dead ass lying. I don't know how far I'm gonna take this, and then you get supporters that believe you, like, oh yeah, you was really, you know, this happened, really happened to you, and now to come out and say that, you lose those supporters. So again, I commend her courage, but at the same time, I'm still sending her to Turkey because let's be real, that's a situation that should have never got out. That was another situation that could have really ruined this young man's life, and that's based on him not doing that to her. Consent and activity, that matters. When you in that thing, when you got consent, that matters. I don't respect no man that just take it. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the type of time he on, men don't respect men that do stuff like that. So that matters when you have that type of characteristic attached to your name, and that's not true. So I'm glad that she was able to sum up the courage to speak the truth, and now people will move forward. But at the same time, she should get charges against her for false allegations. You got to do something to deter other people from doing it. That's how things happen. When you enforce things, then other people won't do that. Other people won't bring up trumped up charges based on emotion. Again, that goes for both man and woman. You cannot move on emotion and affect other people's life like that. So at the end of the day, she should face some sort of repercussion for this. My bad, cool. You go your way, I go my way. Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough because you're still gonna have behavior that moves like this. And now when you give repercussion, people would think twice on doing stuff like this. Moving out of emotion, try to get somebody out of position just because they feel the type of way. A movie that's perfect, right? We just talk about a thin line between love and hate. Martin cut the girl off, say, yo, he kind of dissed. I ain't gonna hold you. It was kind of cold leaving her on her birthday. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he went to her spot, brought her back her butcher knife, and was like, yo, it was cool. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying? I'm moving on. Cool. She said cool. She was getting bored. He wakes up, 5 alarm fire in his crib. She making butter biscuits and jelly rolls and all that, and things get a little out of control. But she beat herself up, and now she blames him, and then she drops the charges just to get even with him. Yo, that's not something to play with, yo. So at the end of the day, control your emotions, manage your emotions, manage your expectations, breathe, and don't make moves that could affect other people's life. So I still gotta send her to Turkey. I think that she should get some sort of charges on her. Shout out to Washida. This my first time hearing that, but I'm not sending her to Turkey because I need to know what happened first. Ashley, what's her name? Jordan Pauline. That's everything you can do, nothing without content. That consent. That's a fact. Once, fellas, I said this before. When a woman says no, it's no. Once she says no, it's no. Whether you get past first, second, third, even when you're in that thing and it's going crazy and you're having a wonderful time. The walls are great. It's warm. It's tight. It's velvety. It almost would bring a single tear to your eye. And she says, stop. You have to stop and get out the thing. Simple and plain. Once she says no, it's a no. But if you have consent, you have consent. And let's keep it real. We all adults here. I never have engaged in activity of the bedroom nature and say, hey, I was just wondering at this juncture of the evening if I could whip out my friend out. Is that okay? Will that be all right with you? It's always been the Dutch. Hey, we touching, we kissing, we rubbing, we hugging. It's gorilla at this point. And she's like, oh, well, we're going to have a good time. So I've never been in a situation and say, hey, before I partake on these bungeons, do I have consent in it? Never, not never. We all know what consent feels like. But once a woman verbally says no, back up and get away from that thing. It's cool. It's cool. Restraint. Take a cold shower. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. Go watch you a couple episodes of Golden Girls. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get you right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even going to be thinking about that no more. It's going to get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? So you'll be cool. Go take a cold shower. It's cool. But once a woman says no, it's no. So for her to accuse him of SA, and she did it out of emotion, and then later on say that that didn't happen and she apologized, again, I commend her courage, but at the same time, he was still walking around with the possibility, because there was people that believed him and there was people that believed her. I believed him because, in my personal opinion, when somebody gets SA'd, their first instinct is not to tell the whole world. But if they're going to tell the whole world, they already let the authorities know that this person did this to me, and here's the evidence. I done took a gape, what they call that, the gape, you know, you gotta take, it's like they gotta check you, a kit, like a gape kit. I got my gape kit, and and then obviously, for real, if you go tell the authorities, they're not going to tell you to go online and say it online. If you spoke to a lawyer is not going to say it and go blast it online. So the fact that she did that first, and I was like, yeah, that's a tough one. But I digress, and she set the record straight. All right, y'all, moving on to our next one. Send them the turkey or nah. Send them the turkey or nah. Let me know. Again, type in T to send them the turkey. Type it in, not to send them the turkey. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. All right, y'all. Next one. Mike Epps. Mike Epps apologized to Nicki Minaj after disrespecting her during his special for saying that basically he had a joke that pretty much said that our president and her was engaging in bedroom activities. And he apologized for that joke. He said, hey, I ain't gonna hold you. It's a special. I was kind of lit. I was drunk. And hey, it just flies out. So it is what it is. But I do apologize sincerely. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Are we sending Mike Epps to Turkey or not? Are we sending Mike Epps to Turkey or not? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to Cece, my dog Cece in the building, man. You already know, hit them likes, hit the 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. Washida, why was they going through this in the first place? I hope I answered that already. Cause they was at some awards and they liked each other and they got it shaky. So, and I think it was a problem because they got it shaky, meaning Talil and Pauline. The issue was that he also had a girlfriend. And she realized that that was like a little one night situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, how that get to that. My dog CC Ash, it happened to me. Luckily, I had homies around me that helped clear my name. Never looked at her or spoke to her after. No hesitation, especially in 2026. A lot of dudes do get falsely accused of that. And we've seen it throughout history. Like even, and here's my thing. We can't be mad at the one obvious thing, right? And what I mean by that is this: when it comes to that last one before we get to Mike Epps, right? The obvious thing, if you ever seen the movie Rosewood happened. And it happened in real life. It was an area in Florida where a whole town of melanated people, ebony people, was murdered because a woman lied about her having sexual activities. She, instead of saying, yo, I was creeping on my husband, the little neighbor was coming through every now and again to crack my back, and I got a little ahead of myself, and he bust me up a little bit. She said and lied that there was a brother that raped her. So in that town, it was like, yo, ain't nobody gonna fess up? All right, cool. And they took the whole town out. So that part is obvious. Emmett Till is obvious. But when it's in amongst our own, that gape to a man and his character, that's the wrong way to go about that. When you're trying to get somebody back, that's the wrong. The best way you could get somebody back, ladies, I'm telling y'all, just leave the dude alone. That's the best way to get him back. Best way to get him back. Move on and glow up. If you do that, it's a way better than you trying to do something that's criminal that could land you in jail. Messing with his car, accusing him of gape. All these things can land you in hot water. So I wouldn't go that route. But I'm glad CC was able to get out that situation and had people that really supported you through that. Fam, not to Turkey. So you're not sending Mike Epps to Turkey. It was just comedy. It comes with the territory. Okay, not mad at that. Not mad at that. Shout out to Washida. Okay, that was a setup. Yeah, I mean, for me on this one, I can't send Mike Epps to Turkey. One, it was a point that you just made in the chat where it's comedy. But at the same time, he apologized. And I don't feel like comedy should have to be apologetic. I didn't grow up in the era where comedy was apologetic, where comedy, like, it offend everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things is offensive, but everything is not like based in being offended. Or, well, you can't tell somebody to be offended, but everything is not based in like tearing somebody down. There's funny in everything, right? So I'm not mad at that he did apologize because he felt like he went too far. If he felt like he went too far, then okay. I don't see nothing wrong within our culture that we could normalize a simple apology and it don't be any smoke, right? Because we're not here to, like, for real, disrespect each other, but we want to put on a good show. Some things is just funny and you can't get away from it. So I heard the joke in itself. I think the joke didn't land well, and it wasn't like ha 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 is the reason why he apologized. The joke, because it wasn't a big laugh, it came off as offensive. And I think that's why he apologized, in my opinion. So I can't send him to Turkey if that's the way he feel. Now, best believe if you had a comedy show, no matter what somebody's saying, if it's bust your gut funny, it ain't nothing to apologize about. It's just funny. And certain things are jokes. And people always say, well, all great jokes lie a little truth in it. Yes and no. Some shit is just funny, yo. And it don't have to be no truth in it. It's just funny. Like, it's just funny. It sounds funny. It was great timing. And it's just a good joke. So I don't want all my comedians to be apologizing about comedy, man. If they feel they need to because they feel like the joke didn't land the way they wanted, all right, whatever. But we don't really need it for real. It's jokes. It's jokes. Like, when I watch a comedy show, I want to laugh, yo. I want to laugh. I want to have a good time. And again, there's a difference between being blatantly offensive, right? But if it's funny, it's funny. So that's the reason why I think he even apologized, because the joke didn't land. Shout out to Washida. Move on and glow up. Move on and glow up. Yes, talking about the other one. Yes, with getting back at dudes. Yes, yes, for sure. Turkey. So basically, he was doing it for clicks. Ebony. Wow. She's saying Turkey, because he was basically doing it for clicks. Wow. Not mad at that. That again, that could be a possibility too, because most comedians write their jokes. This one is hard, Ash. Can we send it to Turkey and get back? Oh, we can, but again, I'm not based on the fact, because one, it was comedy, and two, if he felt like he needed to, I don't see nothing wrong with him actually doing it if he felt like that he needed to. Fam, the world is so sensitive. Now they would have hated Richard Pryor in his era. Yeah, I got news for y'all. I got news for y'all. All today's comedian have Richard Pryor in him. All today's comedian have Richard Pryor in him somewhere in their comedy, whether man or female. But Richard Pryor, what made him funny or what made him stand out at the time when he came out, he just stopped giving a fuck. He said whatever was on his mind, and everything that he said, people thought everything he said was a joke. Like, he had one joke, and y'all can find it, and he was talking about he was talking about a bedroom glizzy. Did that make sense to y'all? He was talking about a bedroom glizzy and how it made him feel to engage giving a bedroom glizzy. Are y'all with me? And I was like, whoa, 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 that's Richard Pryor? And he was like, you ever had a bedroom glizzy and it got quiet in the room because people didn't know if he was joking or if he was serious. But then it came out later on that, what did Rick James say? Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Hey, they used to get down like that back in those days. You know what I'm saying? It was just a time to be had. That's a time that I wouldn't want to be a part of at all. That I wouldn't be a part of at all. But if you ever seen the movie JoJo Dancer, and if you ever seen or heard his earlier comedy specials, Richard Pryor's content was risque at the time because other comedians wasn't speaking like that, wasn't cursing like that, and his topics was off the hook. So today and age, we in such a sensitive era, sensitive age, that a good joke, like the Jewish would be offended, the bras would be offended, white people would be offended, everybody's offended, and we can't crack jokes anymore. I remember back in the day, you call somebody a Haitian booty scratcher, it would just be funny, right? Now that's really offensive because now it's like, that's not funny because where's the comedy in that statement? But as a kid, it was just something that we would say that would just be funny, right? Again, back in the day, I got to be careful how I say this because YouTube, will strike me. If you call somebody a glizzy sucker, back in the day, people would just bust out laughing and like, yo, that was funny. Yo, you call him a glizzy sucker, right? Yo, you can't say that. Like, you lose your life. You inviting a man to your privates, you lose your life. So again, comedy is comedy. I just think that all bets is off once it's funny, and the intent is not being offensive. So we live in a different era when it comes to the comedy. Don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100, y'all. It helps with the growth of the show. The world. Oh, okay, I got that. Eddie Griffin, Def Comedy Jam dude. Eddie Griffin, his comedies is crazy, especially with Def Comedy Jam when he was talking about Michael Jackson sniffing coke. That was like a legendary set that he did. Rashida, P. Diddy, not too Haitian. Yeah, I mean, again, everybody had jokes about them. Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, we all had jokes about us, right? But if it's based in comedy and the intention is comedy and not being offensive and it's funny, then we gotta stop being so damn sensitive. You know what I'm saying? I remember there was a Grand Theft Auto game where that was like bad offensive, where they was like the Haitians was doing stuff or kill the Haitians, and I was like, and as a kid, I'm like, they could say that in a video game, like, and this was like before San Andreas. This was like early Grand Theft Auto days, and I'm like, yo, like, well, and nobody say nothing. No adults said anything. The video game developer ain't nobody said nothing. Everybody just having a good old time trying to get at the Zoles. Like, well, they do that at, right? So that ain't funny. That ain't based in no type of comedy. You feel me? Like, that's all offensive, right? Like all Zoles is criminals or something. Like, you crazy? That's super offensive. But ain't nobody say nothing. So we just live in a different day and age. A shout out to Vic in the building, one of our big badge holders in the building. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit them likes, Vic. Hit them likes. Hit them 100s. It helps with the growth of the show. And Living Color was cool. Yeah, Living Color was cool. That was a good time. Okay, that's different. They was wrong back then. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it was just a different time back then. And some things, a lot of stuff was funny. But obviously, when the age is on you, be like, yeah, that's not that funny. You know what I'm saying? So when you know better, you do better, right? All right, y'all, moving on to our next segment. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to rap. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get the finest of movies, shows, documentaries, and original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that's Button Snaps. That's the word button, hyphenated sign, and the word snaps.com. Make sure you go there after the show. All right? All right, y'all. First hot topic in time to rap. Question. Should parents be involved in finding a significant other for their grown kids? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, should parents be in charge of finding a significant other for their grown kids? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me go back up real quick. Mr. Nasty Tom. You stupid. So wow. Y'all know what time it is. He said Mr. Nasty Tom. Yo, Vic, you stupid, man. He said Mr. Nasty Tom. That's funny. But shout out to y'all in the chat. Again, hit them 100s. Hit them hearts. Hit them likes. It helps with the growth of the show. So again, should parents be in charge of finding a significant other for their grown kids? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. So I'm seeing mixed answers in the chat. I'm seeing a whole bunch of mixies in the chat. I'm seeing yes. I'm seeing hell nah. I'm seeing I'm actually not opposed to it. I'm actually not opposed to it now, laughing my ass off. So me personally, I say yes. I say yes. You'll be surprised the type of people your grown kids attract. You'll be surprised. And I say that more so as seeing other parents dealing with their grown children date. Like if their grown children are 24, 25, 26, and you know you see their significant other, you're like, oh, okay, how'd y'all meet? Like you ever see two people that just look out of sorts, but they're probably a great couple, but they just don't look like they match. Not even personality wise. Y'all don't look like y'all have any type of interest in anything. But okay, cool. But I know a lot of grown parents who dealing with grown kids, well, grown parents. I know a lot of parents who are dealing with grown kids that are in terrible relationships, and their grown kids don't know how to leave the relationship. They there to stay loyal. They're there to basically not be the one to let things go, right? So I thought it was interesting. And I know in other countries, parents are in charge in finding the significant other for either their son or their daughter. So why do we not do it here in the US of A? I know why we don't, but I feel like I would pick up a better person for my child if I had to pick, right? Than somebody that she would pick. And the person that she would pick was probably a great person, but I feel like I could pick better. You know what I'm saying? Um, she may feel completely different, but that's okay too. But the point that I'm making is that because parents, we done lived more, we done seen more, we know our grown kids, we know what they're about, we know what what they're going to need, not just now, but also later on. I dig that idea, me personally, like, like some what they call that, what the movie again, Coming to America. I could dig that, me personally. Shout out to the chat. Y'all going in on the chat. Uh no grown kids should hold up, no grown kids should do their own. Hold on, let me go back up because I missed that. Uh I have a hard time getting my own dates. Yo, shout out to Vic. Uh uh no, no, the grown kids should do it on their own. Okay, fam said they should do it on their own. Accepting dating applications, green card issue. I was a teen dad. Me too. That's why I can speak. I was a teen dad too. Uh, Especially if we take it serious and pick accordingly. Once my son tell me the type of girl he like, then I pick from the group the best girl for him. See, you know what's funny? Like even when I was, in my teenage years and in my 20s, I'm telling you, my mother thought she just had it like locked. Like you're like, yo, I could pick a better girl than you picking. Like yeah, they cute, but man, I don't like her, man. Like my mom's was raw, and my mother was really intimidating. Y'all see this lady that looked nice in the picture? Yeah, it looked soft and sweet. Yeah, devil was a lie. She was serious. And when it came to me and dating, ain't no woman was good enough. So I thought I picked some good ones, but she was like, oh hell no. So, and my pops. Oh my God, my pops thought again he had it on lock. I remember one woman, he wanted me to meet her so bad. He like, yo, this woman's gonna change your life. I'm telling you, I love you enough to point you in that direction. I'm like, yo, get out of here, guy. Like, what is you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? But and oddly enough, I met one of the women that I don't want to say whether it's my mom or my dad. After my parents had passed, I met one of the women, and I could see why they picked her. I could see why. I seen it. I seen what they seen. I said, oh, y'all was trying to change my life for real. Y'all was looking out for your boy. Okay. And when I met her, she was so sweet, so nice, and she came to, one of the parents' funeral. I won't say who, but I seen it physically. I seen the personality and how she spoke and how she carried herself. I seen it, right? But the only thing was, I had a girl at the time, and I was like, yeah, yo, oh, I appreciate that, but here's my lady right here, not me. Like, it's cool, don't keep it cool. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? I had to take the mulligan on that, So, at the end of the day, that was like my experience regarding that. But again, I seen other parents that honestly could pick a better mate for their grown kids better than their grown kids. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to Washida. I didn't see that comment. It was redacted by YouTube. Shout out to fam. Shout out Washida. I'm going to let him pick who he like. Okay. Hey, everybody picks who they like, man. Everybody picks who they like. Ain't nothing wrong with, mom like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with pops like, you just look over there, son. Just look over there real quick. You know what I'm saying? Hand me that. And while he handing, you know what I'm saying, the woman of his dreams, you know what I'm saying, will really be there. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta, you feel me? So, but shout out to y'all in the chat. It was mixed answers in the chat. Some of y'all said yes. Some of y'all said no. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic in Time to Rap. North Dakota State football has agreed to join the Mountain West in 2026. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat to all my college football watchers out there. I'm a big college football head. I watch college football, love college football way more than the NFL, but it's necessary. But North Dakota State going to Mountain West, I love it. North Dakota State should have been in the upper competition for years now. They've been dominating their division, and it hasn't really, for sure, realistically, it hasn't even been close. They've been putting NFL guys into the lead from their division on a very regular basis. So them going to the Mountain West, honestly, it's only up in the profile of their program, and I honestly believe they're going to end up in a bigger conference probably within the next 5 to 10 years because they're able to do what they've been doing at that level. So now that they're attaching themselves to a D1 level, before they played D1 AA, now they D1 1A. So this ups their profile to a whole nother level, and I think this is going to be great for the school. You're going to get even better athletes. You're going to get more funding. I think this is a all-the-way win for North Dakota State that's been kicking major butt for the past 20 years in college football on their level. So I love that for them, and I wish them all the best. I think this is going to be fire. It's kind of about time. It's about time. So shout out to North Dakota State for upping and going up in conference play in the Mountain West. Shout out to the chat, fam. You can't hold the grown kids' hand forever. They got to make mistakes so they can learn. I hear you on that. I agree. When it comes to, I agree. But the big booty. But there's nothing wrong with a parent saying, yo, look at all options. Look at all options before you buy. Don't do what they say to do in the local store. Hurry up and buy. No. Explore your options. Because guess what? Life keeps living. And people make decisions every day. And what that means, you could build a life with somebody. She'll wake up tomorrow, or he'll wake up tomorrow. Well, mostly they wake up tomorrow. Like, I don't want this no more. It's cool. It ran its course. And you're like, what? This is how DV happens. Because people want to make different choices. And you done told me you was going to love me forever. See the look in my eyes? Yeah. Oh, no. So, there's nothing wrong with parents, based on their experience, like, yo, explore your options. I know you love her. I know you love him. This guy over here, this woman over here, hey, man, just never know. And most successful marriages, they was put together. Do the research, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next topic. Question. Would you rather be in a situationship or a part of a team? Again, would you rather be in a situationship or a part of a team? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. And view your answer. Base your answer on analyzing the next 5 years of your dating market. Again, that's how you should analyze that. Analyze this with the next 5 years of your dating market. And for those that don't understand what dating market means, is what demo likes you the most. If you a dude, is it the chicks your age, or is the chicks that are younger? Or is it the cougars? If you're a woman, same question. Or is it the biker dudes? Is it the artist dudes, the artsy dudes? Fellas, is this the earthy chick, the club chick, the baddie? Which one is it? Which one is to your demo? Because I hear people all the time, and I had to tell, and I don't have like female friends for real, but I do have a few that I have no sexual interest in. And she said to me, I'm going to stay single because I know my worth. And I had to be honest with her. I said, whoa. You're a nice looking girl, for sure. You're a nice looking woman. Let me rephrase that. Nice looking grown woman, for sure. And I'm saying to you, as your friend, you don't dictate your market. Is what other people will pay and do for your market. She's like, what do that mean? I said, oh, you can control your attitude, work it out, how you dress, and how you present, and if you're actually pleasant. You can control that, but you can't control who like you. So if you got Henry, older gentleman, 57, 60 something years old, come through with the little Ben Gay on his knees, got a little chains for you, saying that he willing to help you, but you got to be willing to help yourself. If that's your demo, then that's your demo. That is your worth, because Henry is willing to put a little change on it. You're going to put a little Ben Gay on his knees so he can get right. That's your demo. Now, if your demo is someone that you like and they will like you back, then that's your demo. That's your worth. And she was like, Ash, I can't believe you said that. Hey, man, I love you. I got to be honest. I love you as a friend. And I have to be honest. That is your market. Look at guys, right? Ladies, I have to be honest with y'all. Look at guys, right? Guys stare at the truth every day. And what is that for guys? Height, weight, penis size, bedroom ability, money. That's reality every day. But what can a guy control? He can control his body, what he puts in it, working out, how he speak, how elegant he come off, smelling good, like just being a dude. You know what I'm saying? He could control that, right? He can control being aggressive, when to be aggressive, when to be finesse. He can control that. He can control being funny. Women love a funny dude. They love a funny dude. So at the end of the day, that's what guys can control. But you have women out here, their preference right off the rip. Hey, yo, you gotta be 6'4". 6'4", drive a Benz, and you make 6 figures. If 20% of the population makes 6 figures, then you done took 80% out of that. What's the population of dudes that's actually 6'2", 6'4"? Oh, you just killed another to that. So again, knowing your worth is having the ability to like somebody and they like you back based on who you are, based on your personality and what your presentation is looking like. If you some fine shit, people will tolerate you a little bit. But if you got a bad attitude and you fine, throw that in the trash. That's trash. That's a bag of biscuits right there. That ain't hitting. Bag of rocks or something. That, get that out of here. So at the end of the day, that's your value. Is the person that you like you back, that's your value. If you like somebody and they don't like you back, guess what? That, hey man, you gotta move on. You gotta move on. What did TLC said? Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lengths that you used to. And it's cool. You'll find somebody that will really value you. It's cool. That's your value. So again, question. Would you rather be in a situationship or a part of a team? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. It's just down for the crew. Shout out to Ebony. Was she the team A? They saying team A, so she's saying situational ship. Ebony, honestly, in this day and age, it depends on the individual. Okay. I can understand that answer wholeheartedly because it's very individual based. Like, that's how I got introduced to the team. You know, I was seeing a woman in a situationship and she like, yo, you ever thought about having a team? I said, no. She said, hey, I like you. You like me. I like her. You like her. And we go all be a part of the team. I said, oh, damn, really? I never thought of that. She's like, I'm dead serious. You playing, girl? Stop playing. She was dead serious. And that's how I got introduced to the team. So again, team have benefits. It's not just a sexual thing. You could build finances too. So I understand why you said it's very individual based, because different people do bring out different sides of you. Situational ships are great. They are great once everybody understand their role. Hey, come over. Netflix and chill. We're going to go to a movie. We're going to hang out. There's bonding and connection you get in a situational ship. Be a good time. It don't have to be so serious, right? So, hey, I'm cool either way. But in the chat, yeah, I'm seeing both. I'm seeing both in the chat. Shout out to Yellow D in the building. Pause. Appreciate you for tapping in. Just clocked in. What's the good word tonight, my brother? Appreciate you tapping in, my dude. Hit them likes, hit the 100s. Rashida, I don't understand the question. So again, would you rather be in a situational ship or part of the team? The team is basically you and another lady dating one man. Get the two for the one. It's a team. One play the big man, one play the point guard, and one is on the wing. It's a team, baby. So would you rather be a part of the team so that way y'all can build together financially, sexually, and if y'all choose to have children together, then there's things that each person could teach that child to make better, more rounded kids. Or a situational ship where, hey, you know what a situational ship is. We get together, we have a good time, and there's no stress of the demands of a relationship where you ever like really have a good time with somebody when y'all are like, what's the best way to say this? When y'all in like of each other, like, yo, I like her. Like, I really like her. And she say, yo, she tell her girlfriends, I like him. He a good dude. But once you throw the L on that, once you throw the big L on that love, shit get different. It becomes a mentality of gratefulness. Like, damn, I can't believe you did that. And like grateful, right? To like, yo, so you just did that? You know what I'm saying? It becomes like a demand, right? So that L, the big L, that has a completely different narrative in relationships. So that's why the question is, would you rather be in a situational ship or a part of the team? Fam said two, so he said a part of the team. Oh, that's the team. No, I thought the team was one on one. No, that's not a team. No, that's not a team. No, no, that's not a team. One on one is one on one. Everybody's playing for self. It's check ball on the one on one. That's not a team, right? Nobody got roles on the in the two man, right? You playing one on one ball. That's not a team, right? It's more than two. It's a team. You got a point guard, a big, and a wing. You can't win without the three, okay? That's just how it is. That's the team. You trying to win championships or you trying to go to the playoffs? Let me know. I'm being stupid, y'all. But yeah, but I'm being serious at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yellow. Most women are too jealous and controlling for that. It takes a special kind of person to get it. Rashida is two or more. Yeah, see, me personally, I've had some teams. I've been a part of a few organizations. You know what I'm saying? I've had a few organizations, I should say. And what most people don't understand is that, believe it or not, I told one of my little cousins, I don't want to say who, and he couldn't believe it. He was like, yo, this is like reality. I was like, yeah, I know. So he was like, how? I was like, because I'm honest. I let him know. Just keep it cool. You know what I'm saying? Keep it cool. Keep it cool, because at the end of the day, it's about what the intention is. I know, again, I'm saying it as a joke, but because y'all should have seen his face. But it's about the intention. The intention is not a big freak off, right? As a dude, you dealing with more than one. It's like, oh my God, when they get on your nerves, they get on your nerves, right? But it sounds great sexually, but it's not about just sex. It's really about building and having a community for real. Because let's keep it real. A lot of people that are in relationships, and when they do step out, they step out. What's the advantages of that? There's no financial aspect of it. Y'all can't give each other no gain. Y'all can't save money together. Somebody could pay the bills. The other person could save for the vacations. And the other person could save just in general. So there's three different types of monies that could be added to that whole situation. A Neo situation is kind of greedy. I ain't gonna hold you. See, Neo, he got the team, right? But his team, he got like he being kind of greedy. He got a point guard, he got a wing player, he got a big, he got two players coming off the bench, he got a 6-man, he got a GM. He being kind of greedy, Neo. But it has its benefits, and when people look at that, they only relegate it to celebrity, which is not just relegated to celebrities. Regular people do it too. When I say regular, it's just people that are not known or famous, right? And understanding that mindset that the team has benefits, not just on the sexual aspect, but on the life aspect of it. Because you can't be everything to somebody all the time. Can't. One person can't be everything to that one person all the time. It's impossible. Why do you think you hear grandma and them that was married for 50 years be like, yeah, I love you, grandfather, but it was about 2 good years I wanted to sock the hell out of him every single day, all in the face with a bag of nickels every day. Can't be everything to somebody all the time. So it has its benefits. And I know people just think of like the ass, you know what I'm saying? Like the sexy part, you know? So the homie Ash is a traveling man. That's funny. Shout out to Yellow in the building, man. He's stupid. Nah, but again, y'all, it has its advantages, and also having a situationship has its advantages too. Having a great situationship honestly be better than a lot of relationships. Now, what would be ideal, of course, is to have your person and to build, right? But that's not the question. The question is, what would you rather have? A situational ship, which can be very great, adventurous. It could be beneficial, or be a part of the team that could be equally as great and as beneficial. So again, y'all answers was both. Y'all seen, team, and I seen, situation. So I seen both. So take your time. Excuse me. We don't got much time on this planet. You talking about take your time? Well, how many years you think we got? So we gonna be 75, and I'm really gonna be chasing that at 75. I hope so. I hope when I'm 75, I'm still chasing it. Like, yeah, oh, give me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope so. I hope I can get right at 75. But I'm going to go crazy at the time I got now. I'm just saying. You ever see somebody, like, for real, when they get older, they don't even look like they even, like, engage in any type of sexual activity. And then you see the older people, you could tell they still getting it on, right? Because they got that energy about them, right? We don't got that much time. You know what I'm saying? If most people pass out or pass away in the late 60s or 70s, we don't got that much time. We don't got that much time. Talking about you can't take your time. We got that much time. We got to go. My wife is the team and the situation. I love that. That's dope. That's what I'm saying. If you found your person, you found your person. Like, again, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. At least 10 or more. At least 10, more 15. Ashley is a Rolling Stone. Nah, I ain't no Rolling Stone. I don't got kids all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I don't, nah. You know what I'm saying? I don't got kids all over the place. I have one child. She's not a child, but she's an adult. Like, my daughter's gonna be 23. So she's a, grown young person. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. I also want more kids too. I do. I ain't gonna hold you. I do. For sure. You know what I'm saying? But again, having kids is never the issue. It's having kids with the particular people that you're having kids with. You gotta vet people before you know what I'm saying? You gotta vet people before you have kids with them. That's one thing that you learn as you go. You gotta vet people before you have children with them. And look at their mama, look at their father, see what them genes looking like. Like, all right. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on. Investigate. Do your investigation before you lay up and have kids. You know what I'm saying? If I meet a woman and she's like 5'8"-ish, then, so we could do some things. You know what I'm saying? Because if she 5'8", our child gonna be kind of tall. My daughter kind of tall, and her mother is short. I don't even know how that happened. Like, I got a little height on me too. You know what I'm saying? But she's short. Oh, I know why. Because daughters get their heights from their fathers, and boys get their height from their mothers. That's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is. Because her mother is short. I got a little height. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So my daughter got a little height. So if I have a kid, or if I have a son, I got to make sure the mother's tall, because I don't want my son being shorter than me, for real. Nah. I want him to be like my height or taller, opposing, looking real aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Ready to go out here. Nah, I'm playing. But yeah, he still gotta look kind of aggressive. Hit you with some smart shit, but look wild aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Look like he just suplex you all at a moment's notice, but he's smart as hell. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, so moving on to our next one, our next hot topic. Artists, I'll just say artist. Artist Gene Simmons, he's known for being a rock and roller in a rock and roll group. I believe Gene Simmons is in the group Kiss, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I believe he's from the group Kiss. He believes that hip-hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, artist Gene Simmons says that hip-hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. What do you know? You do, as bro. I tip my hat off to you. I can't imagine you. I can't imagine having kids. Way too much responsibility. Yes, James Vanderby, aka Dawson Creek. Varsity Blues scary movie passed away. Yeah, I heard about that earlier. Shout out to A in the building. Marie. Shout out to Maria in the building. Marie in the building. Yeah, I seen that earlier. Shout out, rest in peace to James Vanderbeek. He was in one of my favorite movies growing up, Varsity Blues. That was such a good movie. But Dawson Creek, legendary show. So shout out to James Vanderbeek. I was very surprised about that. Very young guy, still passed away. And like I said, even James Vanderbeek, he he was what, like 46, 47. It's like, yo, we don't got that much time, right? So, but yeah. Now I appreciate that, my brother. Yeah. I love yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had my daughter very young. I was a teenager when I had my daughter. So, but I do want more kids, though. I do. I at least want one more. I could do two, but I at least want one more. But preferably boys. Raising a girl is, sometimes you want to put them in a suplex. Boom! And it's like, yeah, you got to kind of chill, a little bit. But boys is like, hey, yo. Two-piece them up. Like, get right, little homie. Get right. You know what I'm saying? Toughen them up. You know what I'm saying? But I do want at least one more. And hopefully it's a boy this time. But it's crazy. I wanted a girl, my first child out, though. But yeah. But let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, artist Gene Simmons says that hip-hop does not belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, I think this is self-preservation. This is self-preservation. Rock and roll is yesteryear. But without rock and roll, we obviously wouldn't get hip-hop, because there's elements of rock and roll, there's elements of jazz, there's elements of all the older music that developed into the start of hip-hop, and then we have modern hip-hop. But without it, hip-hop wouldn't be here. So I believe it's self-preservation, because hip-hop is the mainstay. And it doesn't have to be the leading genre, but it is the genre. It's the coolest genre. So when somebody say, well, hip-hop, the genre of hip-hop, it hasn't been on the Billboard successfully in the past year. So what? Doesn't matter. You have no industry without hip-hop. The people who are #1 Billboard that are pop stars, okay, cool. The average person wouldn't know who they are walking down the street. And that's also fine too. All industry in music is ran through hip-hop. Without hip-hop, there is no industry. If you took all the rap and rappers away, even though some of them is hot garbage, it still doesn't matter. They still hold a place. They still have something to say, and hip-hop is made to be different and differential. So to me, when I hear him say this, it's self-preservation. It's because now when you introduce great hip-hop artists who've been kicking that ass for the last 30-something years in hip-hop, it boosts their profile and it lowers the guys who are rock and roll. It brings their profile down because nobody remembers you. Nobody knows the music. And at the end of the day, nobody's celebrating it. So to differentiate it, you keep your place in this so-called pure thing instead of it just being music. Now when you're introducing hip-hop to the equation of rock and roll, and we're going to celebrate our hip-hop legends as do so, people going to forget about the rock and roll dudes. It's just like that. In the next 50 years, there might be another genre that may overtake everything. And that genre will be a part of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or hip hop. So they can't be a hip hopper 50 years from now say, yeah, we can't dig that new genre because that new genre ain't really part of this over here. It's out of self-preservation, hoping that people will remember your ass. And it's cool because that's the beautiful thing about music. When you release music, it's out for the world to hear. And sometimes when you release it, the whole world doesn't hear it at one time. And that's fine. But music comes back around. When you watch movies, commercials, you hear music from the 60s, 70s, 80s all the time. Why do you think that is? Music is an emotional thing. It embarks on human emotion. So when you're trying to get that feeling, you go back to that same song. You don't go to a song like it, you go to that song. That's the beautiful thing about music. Self-preservation. So that's what I believe that he was really doing regarding saying that hip-hop should not be a part of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what I believe. He's just worried about his spot in history or his group in history, hoping that they wouldn't get forgot about. Here's the thing. As life goes on, people will forget. People will forget. And guess what? It's cool. It's cool. It just be like that sometimes. And it is what it is, and it's a part of how these things work. People move on, people forget, and it is what it is. I remember when Michael Jordan was the dude. Mind you, he was on his way out the NBA when I was a little kid. But I remember when he was the dude. 20 years have passed by. Now LeBron James is the dude. Kobe Bryant was the dude. Now there's going to be a new kid coming into either this year's draft or the draft in the next 5 years who's going to be a phenomenon like we've never seen. And they're going to compare him to LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Dr. J. That's how they're going to do it. And it's cool. Things move forward. So that's why I think he was at when he made that comment saying that hip-hop should not be a part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Honestly, hip-hop is its own entity, and we should have our own. But if this is where it's going to line, then it should be there. Simple and plain. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Shout out to fam. Hip-hop, rock and roll, break dance, and graffiti. Graffiti, each one have its role. That's a fact. That's a fact. So again, that's why I made the points that I made. So I don't want to regurgitate what I just said. So at the end of the day, you're basically co-signing what I just put down. So I appreciate that, man. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next hot topic. Glorilla's sister, the sister. They've been calling her Brorilla. They've been calling her Brorilla. I don't know if that's her real name, but they've been calling her Brorilla. She has revealed that she's made over 200K this week after, basically selling her family's drama. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, Glorilla's sister, Brorilla, has revealed, or the internet says that she's known as Brorilla, has revealed that she's made over 200,000 this week alone after selling her family's drama online. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Shout out to Washida. You have to be careful because others will take over our royalty. I love that. I love that. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with documenting our contribution because that's what we're always going to do. At this point in time, this was great, and it was great because of this. And understand, when something is presently great, it comes from the past. So so again, going back to basketball term, you don't get LeBron without Michael Jordan. You don't get Michael Jordan without Dr. J. In music terms, you don't get a J. Cole without Jay-Z. You don't get a Jay-Z without a Big Daddy Kane, a Rakim. You don't You get what I'm saying? So moving this thing forward, you don't get none of Rakim, you don't get none of no Big Daddy Kane if it's not James Brown. All artists got James Brown in them, believe it or not. James Brown is that impactful. So yes, music all together is one and the same. One and the same. So yeah. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat, bro. I swear I just took, okay, like, this not the pod for that. This not the pod for that, Veep. I'm gonna hit you with some tickets. I haven't gave out no tickets in a while. I'm gonna hit you with some tickets, some exclusive tickets to the block party, bro. Don't be here to be weird. That's crazy. Show real love. If you're gonna show real love, love to have you. If you're not, just not the pod for that. We don't do the bots over here, bro. Yeah. All right, y'all. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Again, bro, Glorilla Sister, and again, the internet have been making her be known as Brorilla, has made mention that she's made over $200,000 this week by selling her family's secret. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. So it's so many all at once. She sold her soul real quick. Wow, okay. She sold her soul. Okay. I hear that. She sold her soul. I would say this. She definitely sold, I don't want to say the family secrets, but the family drama. Because at the end of the day, people love to, it's like the new version. The internet is the new version of what we would call growing up, you know, back in the early era, right, is the National Enquirer, right? They would bring up these interesting stories, whether it was true or not. It was just interesting. So the National Enquirer was actually a magazine that people would actually buy and be like, hey, yo, did you hear that Michael Jackson was sleeping with 10 chimpanzees? And be like, yo, I believe it. Like, so that was like our earlier version of the internet, or what they would call social media, regarding these type of stories. Glorilla has spoke against this based on what her sister has said. But for her to make $200,000, if that's true, not debating it, if she made that type of money, I wonder, because her stance against Glorilla was, since you made it, won't you break the rest of the siblings off? Won't you break mama and daddy off? So my thing is, you made $200,000 this week alone. Did you break any of your siblings off? Your special number was 2,500 done. Did you break any of the other siblings off with 2,500? Did you break mom or dad off with 2,500? She had to make mention that her mom still work at FedEx. Okay, cool. Did you break mom off 2,500 or 10 racks? Did you break mom off 10 racks? Did you break dad off? Did you help dad find a new place? All the stuff that you got on Glorilla for, did you do for yourself? For, well, at least for your siblings and for your parents. Did you take it upon yourself to put that on your shoulder? Being that, you know, your sister haven't done it, did you do it? Now you're in position. And that's a part of the reason why you getting some of the money that you're getting, is because of the dirt. But people just want to see if you're going to do what you say you're going to do. Because now if you don't, you're going to look crazy. Because before, when you spoke about, yo, it look crazy me coming out the club and I'm getting into a Malibu and I'm Glorilla's sister. But then you also spoke about, yo, I almost ate some roaches. So it's like, yo, that's kind of crazy. Why you going to the club when you got to worry about eating roaches when you get home? So now that you got $200,000 in 1 week in hopes of making more money, are you going to break the rest of the siblings off a little money on? Are you? Inquiring minds want to know. Have you broke, or you said your father was living messed up. You say he's living in a bad spot. Okay, cool. Can you find him a better place? Can you get him a more suitable place? $200,000 is a lot of money. Obviously, you're not going to spend the whole $200,000 on your father's new place, but you could get your father a new place. If you got $200,000, it doesn't cost that much. If you got $200,000, you got $200,000. Hey, pops, we're gonna move your body here. I got you a new spot. It's going to run you about $1,000. I'm going to pay the first couple of months or first 3 months of the rent. We're gonna get your furniture. I'm gonna get your furniture, and I'm gonna pay for your moving. That's a solid deal right there. Did you do that yet? Did you break any of the siblings off with 2,500? So again, when you're selling your family drama, as you get it, you will lose it the way you got it. And I've never been a fan of dirty macking. And what dirty macking means is you getting it, putting dirt on somebody else. When you put dirt on somebody else to get it, as quick as you get it, you will lose it because you dirty macking. Men do that to other men when they trying to talk to a woman or to a woman. Women do that to other women when they trying to talk to a dude. They dirty mac. Like, yeah, like, you like him or da-da-da, just to get that person's attention. Dirty macking. So now you dirty mac. You done made you some money on. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? So I'm gonna be interested. I'm gonna be interested to see all the things that you got on Glorilla for not doing. Are you going to do? So I'm gonna be interested in seeing that moving forward. Shout out to the chat. I knew after she was going to get paid because it took some wicked weather to cause a storm. She got a PR. That part, yeah. Again, at the end of the day, this is not embarrassing for Glorilla, but it's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, how's that one and the same, right? It's not embarrassing if Glorilla have been on her square doing what she been doing for her family, but she not going to give all her bread to her family. She going to be diligent with her shit. And if people didn't mess with her, then she not breaking them off. She not breaking all the relatives off that didn't mess with her, that didn't go to the studio with her, that didn't believe her. If y'all seen Glorilla lately, she look damn good. She don't look what she look like now, how she did before. Was y'all rocking with her before when she was first coming up? So I would guess that it's a hard no. And if you wasn't supportive, why would you support the unsupportive? That's the funniest thing, that people that expect your support is the people who are not the most supportive. That's something I learned in music. When I first started music, I knew a whole lot of people. Growing up, I started boxing, then I played football and basketball. And I played all that all through college. So I knew a lot of people. And when I started music, my biggest supporters wasn't even people that knew me. I'm like, ain't that a bit? Like, bro, I done played football with you forever and you ain't listening to the song? Huh? But when we go to the club and I get a little love, hey, yo, Ash, I come in with you, bro? No. No. Sit outside. Now you want to come in the club? No. I see you inside, bro. I got to go right now. They let me in right now. Chill. So it's amazing that people that don't support you the most expect the most. So I'm going to be interested to see if she's going to stand on her square. It's going to be interesting to see that. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic. More details is released about Falcons defensive end James Pierce Jr. now facing a minimum of 5 years in prison if convicted from one of the charges against him from his situation, something that happened a couple days ago. It was an altercation with his then girlfriend, WNBA player Rashida. I said her name right last episode, so I'm gonna get her name right on this episode. Rashida. What's the girl name? Rashida. I had a name written down. Her name is Rashida Jackson. Rashida Jackson, and she's a good player too. Very cute. She's very cute. And but he's looking at some charges. He crashed out. That she broke up with him. That's what the story's been told. And he didn't want her to leave or something like that. He crashed his Lambo into her car to prevent her from leaving. So he got all these felony charges against him. All he needs to do is get convicted of one, and he's looking at a minimum of 5 years in prison. Like I said last episode, fellas, keep cool, keep calm, keep cool, keep calm. It's not worth it. Regardless if it's your fault or whether it's her fault. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you have to keep your cool. I used to really believe when I was a teenager, if me and a woman would get into it, meaning like an argument, or you don't love me, Ash, you don't love me. Like, yes, I do, bitch. I do love you. I'm going to prove it to you right now. I'm going to get angry. I love you. I wouldn't put my hands on her, but I'll get angry. I do love you, girl. Right? You don't got to do all that, fellas. Keep cool. That's what I learned. Keep calm. If the person that you're pouring into don't feel like you love them, guess what? They're letting you know you're not their person. That's all that is. And as easy as it's to say now, and when you go through it, it's like, hell no, I got my heart right here. And it's like, yo, I love you. I can't see you with no other dude. Just a picture of that would drive me crazy. It would have me crash my Lambo into your whip to keep you from leaving here. Because I can't picture you doing what you do with me to another dude. Keep cool. Keep it cool. Keep it calm, fellas. At the end of the day, there's more fish in the sea. She's doing you a favor. Ladies, at the end of the day, if a man is crazy, he's telling you to go. To go. Don't double back. Go. Green means go. Go. Okay? You cannot control the outcome. And in this young man's particular situation, this was going to cost him millions of dollars, and more importantly, his reputation. Again, what do I always say, y'all? It takes a lifetime to build your reputation, but it takes a moment to lose it. So in this particular situation, he's looking at a minimum of 5 years in prison if convicted of one of these charges. Again, aggravated battery. Also, on the law enforcement, in a first-degree felony, mandatory carries some sort of sentence. He's out on bond, but it still carries some sort of sentence because it took about 7 police officers to get him like, yo, calm down, bro. When football players gonna realize y'all not regular dudes? 6'5", 255, could bench, 225 at least like 35 times. For people that don't understand, that's strong. That's very strong. The average man will get pushed out his seat. That's very strong. Squatting at about 500 done. I ain't never squat 500 done playing football. I got close though. I did 450 4 times. That was my best squat. But still, that's not 500. That's a lot. Benching 225, 35 times. I ain't never do it 35 times. I've done it, my highest 225 was 17 times. I was kind of strong. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you a body. I'll put you down. But it won't take 7 cops to, I don't know, it depends on the cop. I'm kind of strong. But again, this is James Pierce Jr. James Pierce Jr. is 6'5", 255, and he's young boy strong. I got grown man strength. I got that choke you out strength though. I ain't gonna hold you. I get these arms around you. It's over, right? But he got the young gunner strength, which is not necessarily stronger, but it's strong. That's a strong country young man. That's a lot of strength, but it's costing him his life. I try to make light of it because, you want to make light of some of these situations because these things are, traumatic. But at the end of the day, this is costing him his life. His livelihood may be thrown out the window for a decision that he made in the moment out of emotion because he didn't keep cool. Whether he learned it or didn't learn it, he didn't keep cool when it was time to keep cool. Fellas, keep cool. So it's unfortunate, but at the same time, he's going to face these consequences if found guilty or convicted of said crimes. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic in Time to Rap. Nancy Gunther, potential alleged abductor, have been seen on a door cam, and it has been released by the FBI, I guess, for people to see. The man had a mask on, so I guess people were trying to like see. I don't know how you can see through a damn mask, but I guess if you could see his eyes or maybe the shape of his mouth or whatever, FBI's gangster. I guess they could find anybody I'm guessing through the mask, but they released the footage to the public on Nancy Gunther's alleged and potential abductor, again from her door cam. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. There was also another man who was released after being detained for questioning as well. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Please type in your answer. Oh, snap. Please type in your answer. Got it. Yeah, please type in your answers. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Sorry for that real quick. I had to make sure that beeping sound wasn't continue to go on. My goodness. I had to make sure that beeping sound didn't keep going off. It was getting on my last nerve. But yeah, so let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Nancy Gunther's potential alleged abductor have been seen on door footage, and it was released by the FBI. Do y'all think it's going to help the case finding her? I hope it does. I hope it does. I hope the this footage that somebody would be like, yo, I know that dude. I know his shoulders. I know his face. I hope it's some sort of lead that will help this lady get found. To be abducted from your home, kidnapped. We in 2026, yo. We in 2026. People are still doing that, which is crazy to me. And it's unfortunate. And honestly, my prayers go up. I wouldn't want anybody that I know at that age, anybody I know, period, whether they kids or obviously kids, no goal for kids, but obviously an adult, anybody to be abducted, taken from their home. And obviously there's some sort of motive and some sort of angle that's going to be attached to that. Maybe it's money, maybe it's just pure evil, but it's very unfortunate, and I do hope that it helps with their case with Nancy Gunther. All right, y'all, moving on to our next hot topic in, Time to Rap. Rapper Sexy Red has remade Michael Jackson Beat It song and named it, and I heard the song, and named it Eat It. Yes, this is very real. Rapper Sexy Red has remade Michael Jackson legendary Beat It song and called it Eat It. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Is Sexy Red bugging? Is Sexy Red bugging? Again, she took Michael Jackson's legendary Beat It song and turned it into her song and called it Eat It. Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. Me personally, I heard the song. I wouldn't have an issue with it, honestly, if the song was creative and it's a good song. But the song is horrible. It is a horrible song. The beat is elementary. The bars is like it's laughable, and there's no creative element to the song. I can't even hear it being played at a club full of ratchetness. Obviously not the radio. You're not gonna play it for your homies. I can't hear it being played anywhere. It's a terrible song. It's terrible. The idea is kind of smart because you have the Michael Jackson movie coming out. People are starting to watch the American Dream about Michael Jackson, or the Jackson family, I should say, that came out before. That was a masterpiece that came out back in the day. I could still watch that any time of day at any particular time. So marketing wise, it was smart. The problem is it wasn't creative. The beat is elementary, and the bars is like it's not good. It's terrible. And she named it "Eat It." So if the song was catchy, if the song it had a vibe to it, it would probably go crazy. It would probably go crazy. But it's a bad song. It's bad. And I'm also being critical because I don't want to come off like I'm hating, because I don't hate on I don't hate. I'm too talented to hate on anybody. So it's not hate. It's a straight up critique. It's a bad song. I would not release it. I would not put that out unless I would get a better beat, better production, and I will really put some creativity into the song. Even if you're going to call it "Eat It," be creative. Find a different way to bring the crowd in with the song, because it's terrible. It's a terrible song. Shout out to the chat. Y'all going in the chat. Y'all going in the chat. Why is she still being talked about? That shit is. Shout out to Yellow in the building. No way, Ashley. I heard the snippet. Awful remake. Shout out to CC. CC said Turkey ASAP. Ash, get the troops ready. Shout out to Fam. I don't listen to her music. She is trash and overrated. Shout out to Yellow. The scary part is little girls are going to sing it word for word. Shout out to Yellow. She's probably paid something crazy to clear the sample. She probably paid something crazy to clear the sample. Shout out to Ashida. And this is why he's not here. These people disrespectful, but it's not sexy red for those people are happy to bring down Michael Jackson. And I said those people for a reason, because of YouTube. But those people are happy to bring down Michael Jackson. It's so sad how people do so-called African Americans. Hollywood knows what they're doing, trying to bring down Michael's name. So here's two things to that, right? One, I hope the Michael Jackson story is good. The American Dream is flawless, and I'm going to be extremely critical of the Michael Jackson movie. All the movies that they brought out of Michael Jackson since the American Dream have been ass. The one where they talked about the bodyguard's perspective, they had one with Flex from One-on-One. That was terrible. And then they had another one before that. That was also terrible. And then you have Sexy Red adding this very terrible song to this. Again, I think the marketing and the idea was kind of smart, but the execution is terrible. It's terrible. I would never pick Sexy Red to do a remake for Michael Jackson. Never. Never. She's not that caliber of artist that could bring that out, in my opinion. Somebody may say, no, she's very creative. She can do it. She can pull it off. Based on what I heard, she didn't pull that off. She didn't pull that off. So if I'm her team, I'm going back to the drawing board. If that song has to work, and in my eyes it does, because again, a Michael Jackson sample, and to clear the sample, isn't cheap. It isn't cheap. You get a Michael Jackson sample, you're expecting to clear a certain amount of money. Because guess what? It doesn't cost. It doesn't cost. In the price of business, you pay less to make more. So if you pay $150,000 for a Michael Jackson sample, guess what? You're trying to make $1 million. That's just how it go. If you're not making $1 million, you don't clear that sample. You don't spend 150 to make 300. What are we doing? That's not the art of business. You think McDonald's is McDonald's because they open up McDonald's for almost $1 million to make $2 million? No, they open up a McDonald's for $1 million to make 100 million or billions. Same thing in music. So it's terrible. It's a terrible song, terrible execution. Again, the production, whoever mixed it, it don't sound good. And then her lyrics and the creativity behind it, there is none. It's just a terrible song altogether. And I would give that sample to somebody that could pull that off. Somebody that's creative. Somebody, again, that could really bring that out. And a song like Beat It with a hip hop beats on top of that, that's a layup. That's a layup. I'm just saying. I just got a Shaka Khan sample, and y'all see what I'm gonna do to that. And I'm not trying to compare myself to her, but I'm just making y'all understand that when you get certain things in the music business, especially production, you don't get it just to do a little something with it. You gotta take that to the next level of that thing. So terrible execution. The song sounds terrible, and her team, good try, but y'all gotta go back to the drawing board because this song gotta work. This song gotta work. So y'all been going in on her in the chat though. They gave what samples that she will always be in debt. They gave her the samples that she will always be in debt. I like that. They know what they're doing, washing them up. I get what you're going with that. I get where you're going with that. Basically saying that she'll never recoup. You always gonna owe, and that is what it is. But guess what? That already happened. That already happened. That's why I say one of the best moves that I ever made when I first came out in music is that I didn't sign my major label deal. That was one of the best decisions I've ever made. All of the people around me at the time that didn't understand music, all they saw was the big label. They didn't understand the business. So all the people that signed around that time, guess what? They in a bad way of life. They in a bad way of life. And thank God I've been able to be blessed by getting it through people that really rock with me. I've been always getting it out the mud. I go direct to the public, and it always adds up. I don't need to sell 1 million records to live out my dreams. Don't need to. Don't need to. And I live great. So that was one of the best things that I've ever done. And I control my music, own my music, and I know what to do with it. And I've always known what to do with it. So that's always been something that's been great for me. But a lot of artists, most artists, once they sign that deal, they'll never get out of debt. That's the whole purpose of being in debt when you sign a record contract. Because the whole purpose, artists that don't own their music, and I'm about to tell it a little bit. Artists that don't own their music don't make money off their music. Why do you think it was a big deal that The Weeknd sold his catalog for $1 billion? If you don't own your music or own your catalog, you don't make any money. If the label that's how labels make money. The more music and the catalogs that they own, that's how they make money, because they know what to do with the music. They know who to publish it with. They know which commercials to put it with. They know which companies is going to need it for a movie. They know which production house is going to need it. And that's how they make the money. They make the money on the back end. They rather say, all right, in the next 20 years, we're going to make $1 million off this music. In the next 20 years, they're going to make more. But in the next 20 years, we're going to make $1 million off this music. And in 20 years, if the artist even wants to buy this back from us, we already made the money. And once they buy it back, they got to buy it back from us at our price. And that artist is not going to make the same money because they don't have the same access to those people. That's done on purpose. So the fact that they gave her that sample knowing that she's not going to recoup, it already happened. It's a fact. It's already happened. You but better thank God. Now that's a fact. That's a fact. It was my lawyer that I think. My lawyer said, would you rather split 6 figures one way, or would you rather split 7 figures 25 ways? That's what he said to me. But I had to go out and build that up and make that, right? And that's not easy to do. Or would you rather say, all right, we're going to get with the team, this the team, but you got to split that 25 ways. Yes, it is, Yellow. These contracts are designed for the label, not for the artist. 100%. That's a fact. That's a fact. See, what most artists have to understand too, when you sign, you have to sign. And I don't want to get too off topic from Sexy Red, but what most artists have to understand, they have to sign from a place of strength. When you're looking for a deal, the label is basically at a place of strength, because guess what? Without the label putting their marketing dollars, nobody will hear about you. And you don't have enough confidence in yourself to say, okay, I'd rather raise $10,000 and promote my music off of $10,000. I'd rather put my music in y'all hand and let y'all promote my music for $400,000 with a $500,000 budget. But the risk is when it's time to get the money back, I got to sell a certain amount of records before I even see another penny, because I don't own the music. Who made the beat? Oh, you didn't make the beat? Oh. Who wrote it? You wrote some of it? You wrote half of it? Okay, it's 25%. Okay. Do you have the marketing dollars to put this out to make this successful? No. Oh, sit your ass down. Have a Coke and a smile. We own that. We're taking a risk. We don't know for sure people are going to be receptive of you, which is very true. So I tell all artists, if you do sign with an indie or a major label, sign from a place of strength. If you don't sign from a place of strength, keep cool, sign that deal. If you want to have more than one person to help build your music, and then once you build it up, guess what? You can renegotiate once you build it up. Once you build it up, you can't renegotiate after the fact and you didn't do nothing with the label. If the label spends this amount of money and you say, yo, because y'all spend this amount of money, we've been able to be successful and we've been able to have our bottom line and it grow. If that bottom line don't grow, then guess what? You can't renegotiate. Well, they do that at Craig. This ain't the WNBA. If you're a business, you're not going to renegotiate with anyone if the money, if their bottom line is not affecting a bigger, more money coming into your business. That's just how it works. The music game is like corporate. You ever seen the movie I Think I Love My Wife with Chris Rock? And Chris Rock started messing up, and the boss brought him into the office. He said, "Hey, you've done a good job for us, right? You helped made us money." He was like, "Yeah, He's like, I did the math. You helped made us $25 million. That's a lot of money, right?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You see this quarter right here that I got in my hand?" And he placed it on the desk. He said, "What you contribute is symbolic to this desk. So your 25 mil, which is this quarter on this big ass continental desk, is your contribution. So we have no problem getting rid of you. That's why with labels, they have no problems with getting rid of artists because, yo, they don't have to spend their money on you. So people think it's just like evil, evil, evil. It's business. That's why there's a difference between the music game and the music business. I don't believe that we can do the same thing. Start from the bottom. Everything take time. For sure. For sure, everything take time. You don't wait to the last minute to build your dreams. For sure. For sure. Sexy Red is an industry plant, bro. If you know, you know. Think about it. She just came out of nowhere. There was no progression in her career. Instant fame. What's up with that? Original, rare. Yes, we will find. Patience is a virtue. Well, as far as like Sexy Red is concerned, I will say this: you blow up faster when you come out of the South, and the reason being, if you're a Southern artist and you're trying to come up, your music quality, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're consistently at places, you will get seen. And because you're from a place, the South just gonna rock with you. They just gonna rock with you. Now, if the South rock with you, they gonna rock with you and they're gonna support you. In the North, you could be cold as ice. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be the big thing popping, but it's so competitive that nobody wants to join forces. But in the South, you join forces with people rather quickly, especially when they see that you're willing to play ball. And willing to play ball is part of going to events that have nothing to do with you. Some people pay for play. Some people sex for play. Some people a combination of all three. Some people, they have an independent movement. So their independent movement meets the South. The South always champions the independent movement because it's built off independence. So her coming out of nowhere, it was a great marketing tool for her always having the red. I've never been a fan. I've never heard a song that I'm like, damn, that was a fire song. I can see why. So the music has never been great to me, but I understand how she stood out. It's because of the red hair, and she called herself sexy, and she's not the traditional girl that calls herself sexy and other people be like, yo, she's sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like for that, like that clickbaity type of thing. You know what I mean? So it was a great marketing ploy. But she been able to become famous. But I tell people this as well too. In the music game, fame and becoming famous and the art of becoming famous, that is also a skill. That's a skill. So being famous and being good is two different things. There's a lot of artists who are really good, who are great, who are fire. They don't have the skill to become famous. They just don't. Some people don't even have the interest in being famous. Some people do, but they just don't have the skill of being famous. That's why some great artists get with labels, because the labels know the skill of becoming famous. They know the blueprint. It is a blueprint. It is a blueprint. But one, as an artist, you have to be willing to pay the price for being famous. That comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. So if you want to be talented and be famous, that's a long road. That's a long road. And it's take time. But if you want to just be famous and like, yo, I just want to be famous, you can be famous if you know the format. Think about it like this. How famous can somebody be tomorrow if they show you a video of a bowl of shit? They get a spoon and eat it. So think of that same concept but just in attention and being famous in entertainment or music or streaming. It's the same concept, just a different bowl of shit, right? So it's a skill on being famous. So that's why that's not one and the same. Uh, Start your own music business. They don't know you. Can start from scratch, and the people love it or what you do. Then they're going to come to you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Again, I don't like talking about myself, but I remember there was a guy that got mad at me on Instagram because I said something about Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar was on some BS, and I spoke on it. And some dude was like, "Yeah, yo, I ain't never heard of you. I've been in New York. I ain't never heard of you." I said, "Where you from?" He said, "Oh, I'm from Houston." I was like, "Okay, cool, right?" He said he never heard of me, right? So I was being trollish, you know. I was being trollish, but I do stuff like, but I was being trollish, and I was booked in Houston to do a show. Don't you know the show was packed? Don't you know the show was packed? Ain't nobody ever heard of me in New York, but I could book your city. I don't feel like I'm famous. I don't feel that way. I'm independent, but people was at my show having a good time, knew word for word. And some people that didn't know about me, they was just there because they heard. It was like, "Oh, I see." Taking pictures in the whole nine. It's like, oh, what that same dude that said he went to New York City ain't never heard of me. You feel what I'm saying? So when you're talented, like you said, people will rock with you if they like what you're doing. It don't have to be a million people. You could build a life based on having people that really support you and they're consistent because you're consistent. And then I played some of that performance online, and he was nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Then I did another city in his same state, and I had that video up, and he was nowhere to be found. Then I did another city in that same state, the Texas. I did about 5 cities in Texas, and it was all successful, and he was nowhere to be found. But they ain't never heard of me in Brooklyn, but they heard of me on a whole other side of the world. Feel me? So sometimes people don't understand the difference between being famous and being good at what you do. And some people, their skill is to be famous. So whatever their product is, whether it's music, whether it's content, they don't care about it being trash. You see it all in the comments. Yeah, this is trash. It's like that for a reason. They want you to comment. That's a part of the psychology. Why do you think when people make videos, they say things that's not all the way true? That's done on purpose. Y'all know that, right? That's done on purpose. Because they know somebody's going to be in the comment and be like, "Man, the sky is blue. We saw about it. He said the sky is green. He said the sky is yellow. He said the sky is pink." He knew that. He just wanted you to say, yo, you buggy, yo, you stupid, bro. That's there on purpose. So it's a skill. It's definitely a skill. She's from St. Louis, but the South took her in. Very true. Very true. And see, and Sexy Red, she looked like she could be a cool chick, like personally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, she looked like she's actually like a nice person outside of her persona. But I'm just critiquing the music. This is not a personal attack on her. This is the music. You know what I'm saying? The remake of Beat It is bad. It's terrible. So this is something on the music. Her being from St. Louis, but the South really did embrace her. Like, that's where she's looked at like she's from, is the South. But you're exactly right where she's from, for sure. Shout out to Yellow. True indeed. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Yo, Yellow, man. Yo, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up? What's up with the game this year? You know what I'm saying? I spoke to a fellow Buckeye in the barbershop. He talking about, yeah, yo, Michigan, y'all gonna go 7-5. I looked at him like, now you know damn well we ain't going 7-5. Anytime I hear a Buckeye fan talk about Michigan, we gonna go 7-5. We always go undefeated. So, but shout out to my dog Yellow. Shout out to it ain't nothing but love though. It ain't nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't be us without y'all, and vice versa. So shout out to Yellow. I live in Columbus. No, true indeed. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, but I live in Nashville. Very big difference in engagement. You gotta work twice as hard up north to be seen. That's a fact. And the only reason why you gotta work twice as hard to be seen in the north is mainly because nobody wants to help each other. Again, in the South, when the South embrace you, yo. Again, when I moved to Florida and I was going to club, like, yo, what's up? What's happening, baby? Brooklyn, like, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? And the DJs was kind of like, this dude, man. But one DJ said, the next time I seen him, he said, yo, I've been looking for you. What you mean? He was like, nah, the CD you gave me, I listened to it. Yo, it's fire. Yo, what are you doing before Friday? I'm in the studio. Yeah. All right, can you come to the radio station Thursday? Hell yeah, I could come to the radio station Thursday. What you think this is? Hell yeah. Come to the radio station Thursday. We're gonna have you for an interview. We're gonna play your music, and we're gonna introduce you to Florida. And that was off just the talent. And once he did that, that opened up Florida for me, period. And then once also, I think a part of him doing that as well is because like I'm in the mix. I'm like, what I mean by the mix, I mean I'm at the parties, I'm at different places, just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just making my presence be felt, but I'm there to support. And I think once that energy was felt, pause. It was like, yo, I could rock with him. He makes good music. And that opened up doors for me just on the music. And then like people that rock with him started rocking with me. I can't make none of this up. I got a documentary called Stupid Dope Moves. And then when I did one of my album release parties, the club went all out for me. Had a banner for your boy, all this. Like, it was popping. Had the finger licking goods up in there, all that. I'm telling you, they treated your boy good. But again, the South would mess with you if you like come at it the right way and you're talented. And they just rock with you because everybody in the South is really not trying to get on. Everybody in the South not trying to rap, bro. People in the South was like, yo, oh, you're an artist? Yo, I take pictures. You need somebody to take your picture, bro. I take pictures. Or I'm a videographer. Yo, I know how to market. I do marketing, bro. Like, yo, that's work. So in the South, that's why it's so much easier to build. In the North, hey, you an artist? Yeah, I'm an artist too. I got some bars for you. I don't want them bars. I don't want your bars. Pause. Do you know how to market the song? Do you know how to manage? Do you know how to book a damn show? Oh no? Then go. Everybody's a rapper. Everybody's an artist. Everybody want to be on. Nobody wants to help anybody. That's what makes it so hard in the North, is because of that mentality. So that's what makes it different. So being in the South, it does have a cheat code. Shout out to Yellow. I'm not going to say that last statement. You already know what's gold blue, but you know it's all love. Shout out to my dog Yellow. Facts, 1000%. Rashido, yup, that part. Now I'm telling you, it's just a different way how they do music in the South. And that's why you see that type of energy coming from the South. And that's one of the things I love about the South and coming to the South. And I moved to the South really for just like lifestyle change, right? I got tired of the cold weather, but a part of that is the music industry, and it's just different in the South. It really is. And once the South embrace you, they embrace you. So I get a lot of love in the South. A lot of love. I get a lot of love at home too, contrary to what that fool was trying to say like, oh yeah, ain't nobody. Oh word, for real though. But I can sell out your city though. Cool, ain't nobody heard me though. You know what I'm saying? I'm petty like that, y'all. There was another promoter that told me one time. My manager said he wanted a certain amount of money for me to perform. The guy wasn't willing to pay it. So I was like, okay, we get another show. Fuck him. They're like, it's cool, right? It's cool. And he was like, yeah, nah, da da da. The person that ended up opening, he had won like a Grammy, but it wasn't his Grammy. He was one of the people. Like, all right, so all Grammys is not built equal. So this is how I look at it. I'm not hating, right? But if I do a song with Usher, right, and I'm not on the song, right, I put the drums in that beat, but I win a Grammy, right? I can say, yo, I won a Grammy, right? But now I'm an artist. Ain't nobody ever heard my music, but I played the what real flex is that? Like, yeah, I played the drums on one of Usher's songs. That's a flex. It's like, yo, I want a Grammy, but it's like, it's Usher Grammy. Do that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody was like, yo, that part right there, that beat, bro, that would made Usher sing that better. Nah, come on, let's keep it a buck. So he was trying to front or whatever, cool. So what my petty ass did, I bought what they call that, billboards. But in LA, you get small billboards for like $300 at the time. So where the show was at, I got 4 small billboards of my music and the like the album, like right in front of the club. I know I was being hella petty, y'all, but you know, you feel me? Like, it is what it is, man. Like, I had to do that. I had to get that one off. I'm a little petty. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on. Y'all laughing at me in the chat. All right, yo, moving on. Like, all right, also, like, moving on. All right, moving on to our next segment, Keep the Lie Alive segment. This Keep the Lie Alive for this episode. Question. At what point do we grow up? At what point do we grow up? And the reason why I asked this question, because a video went viral of Ja Rule, Uncle Murder, Tony Yayo getting into it on the airplane. At what age do we grow up? I would guess the youngest person in that dynamic is Uncle Murder. I would guess that Uncle Murder could be about 45. I'll give Uncle Murder 43. Let's say Uncle Murder's 43. Let's say Tony Yayo is 45, 46, right? Let's just say. Let's say Ja Rule is probably 46, 47, right? Let's just say. At the end of the day, these are all successful, grown brothers that's all doing well in life. At what point do we grow up and realize certain situations is just not needed? They're about to get into a whole altercation on the plane for what? For what? When you see somebody that you don't rock with, it don't have to always result into a fight or argument. You respect it enough to keep it pushing. Because let's keep it real, ain't none of those three is willing to go back to jail. I don't know if Uncle Murders ever did any time, but Tony Yayo have done time. Ja Rule has done time. Ain't none of them in their big age or super big age, that new term that people use, ain't none of them trying to go back to jail. None of them. Ain't none of them trying to miss out on no money. Ain't none of them don't want to do anything that's not positive. Now, that's not saying you can't be a grown-ass man. You can't speak how you speak. You can't move how you move. But at what point do we grow up when realizing, like, yo, I'm putting my whole shit in jeopardy if I get into it with you on this damn plane? And most people that spoke against it, y'all speaking on from the standpoint of who would win the fight. Yo, Ja Rule looked like he was ready. Nah, Tony Yayo looked like he was ready. Nah, Uncle Murder was ready to get it shaken. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We missed the boat. At the end of the day, none of them want to risk their situation and living in a life of lavish or comfortability to end up back in jail over some dumb shit. This is dumb shit. I really want to say something else, but this is some dumb shit. And mind you, like, we look forward to Uncle Murder's yearly, raps every year for the New Year's. Every year. He always kills it every year. Tony Yayo is easily one of probably the most loyal right hand you could have in any type of hip hop industry. In the history of hip hop, Tony Yayo is probably like right up there with one of the best right hand men you could have. Pause. Ja Rule, despite of what people may think about Ja Rule's a whole legend. He got hits. Whether you like him or not, he got hits. And there was a point in time people was loving those hits. At one point in time. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. You cannot go to no party in the summertime without hearing Ja Rule songs in the party. And it's going crazy. Whole legend. Ain't none of them trying to jeopardize being away from their family, not being able to do shows, not being able to put food on the table, not being able to receive the props that they have built in their career. So at what age do we grow the hell up? At what age? Everybody's living good. Everybody's feeling good. You're going to jeopardize that for what? Grown men going to be grown men. Grown men going to do what they do. Everybody's their own, how they move. But it's idiotic. And at the end of the day, when you over a certain age, you understand the ramifications of what could happen. You understand the ramifications of, if this really go left, this is what I'm looking at. Now, opposed to me being in another country that most people can't pronounce, I'm dealing with women that most people wouldn't have access to. I'm eating food that's super duper fresh, straight from the gut, and it's also good for the body. Instead of being there, I'm over here in this funky, stinking ass, rat infested prison, jail, county, wherever they place you, holding for what? Because we can't keep our emotions in check. We can't, what I say all the time, y'all, keep cool. Keep it cool. There's no tough guy awards. Have we not proved that already? They don't give awards for real ones. They don't give awards for that. You're not going to get, we don't see a 2025, 2026 real ones award. It doesn't exist. So at what age do we grow up? Y'all, that's my Keep the Lie Live for this episode. I want to thank y'all for tuning and tapping in each and every Wednesday, each and every Sunday. It's been a blessing and it's been amazing for y'all supporting the show. And again, if this is your first time tapping in, I'm Ashley Lovechild. This is the Brothas Get a Rap podcast. And again, I appreciate y'all for tuning and tapping in, y'all. Don't forget to hit them likes, hit the 100s. Hit them likes, hit the 100s, hit them hearts on your way out. It helps with the growth of the show. We have over 600 rewatchable videos on the Brothas Get a Rap podcast playlist. So make sure y'all tap into that too. Also, we got a whole bunch of new videos up. Make sure y'all tap into those videos. Leave those comments. Leave those likes. And continue to show major love. I've been seeing y'all comments. And I've been commenting back at y'all in the chat. So again, I appreciate y'all for that. Also, be on the lookout for some new music. Again, we're developing the new app where y'all get the music exclusively from the app. From us, we're excluding and kicking out Spotify and Apple Music because they don't treat us well as artists. So we're developing our own exclusively for y'all to get a way better listen and a way better presentation when it comes to the music and the albums. Also, again, do not be an agent of chaos. Do not be a stain. Do not try to stand out for being negative. Have the ability to stand out for being positive. Lose that Willie Lynch mindset. The only op we recognize over here is opportunity. We celebrate life culture. Hate has a location. It's just not here. Man, y'all been super amazing. And I love y'all. Much love. And I'm going to see y'all this Sunday at 10:30. I'm out. It's love.